What's up, guys? So I bought a 40 breeder. I'm gonna return it because I'm trying to save money, which is kind of impossible in the fish hobby, but I'm gonna try. So, oh, fudge nugget. Oh my god. Well, this bucket almost overflowed. Well, basically what I'm doing, getting into it I guess that way, is I am going to be taking my flower horn, putting it in there. We're going to be putting my flower horn in this tank, moving those fish and everything into that tank, giving my flower horn a bigger tank and everything like that. I did buy a 40 breeder to put all of this fish in, but I'm just going to put them in there. So, that's the game plan. Okay, so I have that tank empty now, my flower horn's in there. Yes, I have a Q-tip on there. We had a really big accident with one of my snakes. If you guys didn't know, I have 2 snakes. I lost one of them. Well, I ended up finding it behind there, and I have duct tape to hold that up, and there was so much duct tape wrapped around him. I had to use so much olive oil to peel it off, so he's doing better. I really lost him for like 2 weeks. Like, he was gone for 2 weeks, but he's drinking water now, or she is, and everything's, you know, doing better. So hopefully I can get him to eat tomorrow and everything, but we'll see how that goes. I just feel so bad because it was so badly wrapped around his skin. Like, as you can see, his skin is kind of ripped right there, but it wasn't like bleeding or anything horrible. So hopefully everything heals well, but we'll see how that will. Alright, and now to get the sand out. So I'm gonna basically siphon out the sand with just a tube and then suck it out and then put it into those buckets so then we can eventually put them into here. Okay, so I basically transferred all of the sand, well, a lot of the sand, from that to that. Now we are transferring the water. I'm gonna check the salinity. Hopefully, it's gonna take a while for this cloudiness to go away. Like, this is absolutely horrible. Like, you guys are probably looking at this like, what the fudge? But this is really kind of what happens when you deal with like sand, and especially if it's saltwater sand. It's very hard to control the cloudiness, and I just kind of said screw it. So we're adding the water. I'm going to let it settle for a few hours before I add the fish in, because right now they're already in cloudy water, and yeah, so that's the game plan, I guess. It's happening. Okay, so basically now that tank is full. I put the rocks on it, put the skimmer on. My entire room's a mess. It's totally fine. Now I'm just going to put the filters on the desired tank, which, you know, they came from basically. And I have to finish emptying that tank. I am going to wait a few hours, let the dust settle, so I can't even imagine, like, it's just gross. So I'm just gonna let the dust settle, let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna transfer the fish into that tank, and then finish emptying that tank and get it ready for the flower horn, which Mr. T is sitting right here. Alright, so now I have the filter running, the skimmer running, and we're just going to clear this up. It's been probably about 45 minutes. As you can tell, it's getting a lot clearer. So I'm just going to keep waiting until I transfer the fish, and then moving on to that tank to get that one ready for the flower horn. Alright, so as you guys can see, it has cleared up a whole lot. So now we're going to put the fishies in here. So I got the light on, I got everything in there, all the fish are in there, everything's, you know, good, everything transferred pretty easily. Alright guys, so this tank is completely empty, almost bone dry. I tried to get out every little drop of water that I could. I'm actually going to leave that white sand in there, and I'm going to add more white sand for my flower horn. And now I'm just going to scrub down the inside of the glass, I have like a scraper with a razor blade on the edge of it, get off any algae, anything like that. I'm going to run that filter through very hot water, try getting out all the salt, because I'm going to use that on this tank, because it's such a big filter, and the filter and the other 2 small filters that I have that I'm going to be putting on this tank that have all the biomedia in it, are really small, so I'm gonna obviously put those on there, but I want that filter on this tank. So now the process. Okay, so all of the water is in. There's literally so much you can't even see the like water line. So I'm going to take some Windex to the outside of the tank and just clean it up. It is currently like midnight, so I'm pretty tired. Hopefully we can just finish up this project. The tank's looking really good, looking really clear. So we're just going to wait for some dust to settle, because some has, you know, came up, and then